Y bueno, continuando con la plática, vamos a hablar ahora de un high school. Para todos aquellos que están preguntando si no pueden o no quieren ellos hacer el programa, pero quieren mandar a un hijo. ¿Qué es un high school en Canadá? ¿Cuál es la diferencia? Tenemos aquí con nosotros a Colin de Saanich, pero vamos a pasar el video de Colin para que ustedes vean cómo son los high schools canadienses. ¿Me puedes poner el video, por favor?
Buenos dias. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Colin Hige, and I'm the Senior Manager of the Saanich International Student Program. Thank you for spending Buenos dias. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Colin Hige, and I'm the Senior Manager of the Saanich International Student Program. Thank you for spending some time today listening to some information about Saanich and the Greater Victoria area. So quickly, I'm going to run through the location of our K-12 public school district, why you should study in Saanich, the schools we have, and some information about COVID-19 and studying abroad in British Columbia. So Saanich is the school district located surrounding the Victoria International Airport. It also has the ferry terminal, you can see at the top of the screen, that is about an hour and a half from Vancouver. So for you as Mexican students, you will fly from usually Mexico City through to Vancouver here, and then right into Saanich, into our international airport right here. It's one of the top 4 places to live in Canada, and you can see on the graph here some rather mild temperatures throughout the year. 3 schools, Claremont, Stellies, Parkland, that I'll get into later, and 2 main towns or cities, Victoria, Saanich, and the third small one is the city or town of Sydney, which is located right here where I'm sitting right now in Parkland Secondary School on the Pacific Ocean. So why should you study in Saanich? Well, there's many reasons. The top ones I chose for you today are, of course, our mild climate. We have a low amount of Spanish-speaking students and a high amount of English-speaking native Canadians. So in our schools, we have between 90 and 95% English-speaking students. There's an abundance of elective courses, including 8 sports academies, everything from swimming to golf, lacrosse, judo, sailing, and climbing are some of our academies. Very modern school facilities. We have 3 that have been renovated or built within the last 15 years. You have the opportunity to live in a city or in a rural setting. We have agriculture and right into the capital city of British Columbia, Victoria. And the final one that I usually don't include is an exceptional provincial government response to COVID-19. I'm going to run through a few pictures here to give you an idea of the region. This is the inner harbor in Victoria, where many students spend time when they're not in class or with their home state families. Other time spent can be at the mall course, high school students love to spend time at the mall with their friends, and we do have the name brands, being a city. This is a mall called Uptown, which is about, I would say, a 15-minute bus ride from Claremont Secondary School. The Inner Harbor is very beautiful. We are a tourist destination, and we house the Parliament, the Empress buildings, and a very European-style UK beckoning and picturesque place for students to study and learn English. Sydney, British Columbia is a smaller community, which is where I live and where Parkland Secondary School is located. We have the opportunity to get out on the water in our Parkland Academy of sailing, and many students live in these residential areas throughout Sydney. There's 3 high schools, all of which are grade 9 to 12, so your 3 years of preparatoria can be done in our high schools. We accept students anywhere from 6 months, 1 semester, up to 3 full school years if you choose. The first school is Stellies Secondary School. It is our rural school of about 1,000 students, and you can see here this picture of a world-class full-size climbing facility. So if you're interested in that, we are the only public school in Canada that has a full climbing facility. Parkland Secondary School is our smallest. It's an IB school. You can take 2 years of it, some courses of IB, or just a 1-year program. And our largest school and closest to this Greater Victoria is Claremont Secondary School, where we have over 1,000 students with multiple electives and the opportunity to experience some really neat academies. Some of the academies and academic programs that we offer are listed here. Of course, we have the core academics that you may need to validate your grades upon return to Mexico: English, mathematics, social studies, and several streams, science, and our many academic electives as well. The arts is a main focus in Saanich, especially at Claremont Secondary School. We have stagecraft, choir, band, and dance that are very strong there. And you can see the list of other arts that you're able to take across the district. Winter sports, although they are on hold for this winter due to COVID-19, we have basketball, badminton, and a long list of additional spring sports like golf, tennis, female soccer, track and field, football. Lots of many different activities for students to get involved in. This slide just quickly shows the different advanced placement IB academic programs we have. Some STEM technology, engineering, mathematics, science, along with the different academies that we offer in Saanich. While you're in Saanich, you will live with a homestay family and become part of their inner circle, and your family will certainly get to know them as well through email and WhatsApp and online. We are operating our own homestay program. It is 2 homestay coordinators and a manager, and we find and place the families with you before you arrive. Personalized support in the schools. We also have a team of over 25 across our district working with you on academics. In normal years, we have monthly activities every month. You get to visit many different places across British Columbia and even into Alberta. And this is a picture of our Jumpstart orientation in front of the Royal BC Museum in 2019. So Jumpstart will be online this year and a virtual setting due to COVID-19. These are some statistics that I want you to review before we do have the opportunity to speak in person. You can see how low and flat the curve of COVID-19 is in British Columbia, even in relation to the rest of Canada. So especially where we are on Vancouver Island, we have been very fortunate in that there is very, very few cases of COVID-19 around us. When you arrive, you can see the stages of the education plan for your arrival. we believe that you will be in here in stage 2 or stage 1 if you arrive in September. And certainly we are thinking stage 1, which is full-time regular school by February, our semester 2 start, when you may be coming. Right now, we finished the school year in Saanich at stage 3 with 1 day per week at 20%, with the rest being online. And again, we hope to get to stage 1 full class instruction by September, if not February, when we hope that you are arriving for study in Saanich. What can you expect? Well, right now you can expect to have a potential travel ban. However, we are anticipating some positive news from the Canadian government on July 31st, and the ability for you to travel into Saanich and Canada and do your study abroad in the near future. So flexible arrival dates in February when you arrive, or in September. We are accepting students as early as August 24th, because as you can see in point 4, you will need to quarantine for 14 days, and we have made that available to you in our homestay program within the family unit that you'll be staying. So that's a quick overview of Saanich, one of the most beautiful places to live in all of Canada, and where I currently reside. The information to get more to hear about Saanich more is with Trip Education. You can see on the screen, and I look forward to speaking with all of you next week and hearing from you with some more detailed questions. Have a great day.
Hello, Colin, are you there? Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm perfect, and you?
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for having me again today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure that you will with us in this fair, in this our first virtual fair. And we want to talk to you about a few things. First of all, it's Saanich accepting students for this September 2020.
Yes, we are currently accepting full year students for 2020, so September through to June, 2 semester students. There are certainly some delays right now in a student arriving for the very beginning of school year, obviously the study permit requirement and the travel ban, but we are open to continuous enrollment. So if a student was applying for September, and we had a homestay available, and a study permit came through, then yes, we would accept the student. It is on a case-by-case basis, and I do seek out the homestay placement prior to that meets the quarantine requirements of the federal government's Quarantine Act in advance.
Okay, Alex will help you to translate. Por favor.
Sí, bueno, Colin está diciendo que sí están aceptando estudiantes para septiembre, también guardando todos los requerimientos que la cuarentena y todo el problema del COVID, la pandemia, tienen que seguir, pero que sí están aceptando estudiantes.
Colin, could you please let us know what is the requirements, that the documents that you need to enroll a student?
Yeah, for when you apply online on our website, and you'll need your last 2 years of transcript, valid passport, a letter of recommendation, your most recent immunization record, and at least a 3-picture photo album. You'll need all those to upload to our online application. And finally, there is a course request form that you download and complete when you're applying online.
And the medical form, no? If the student has some issue.
Yeah, in our online application, there are some specific questions and regarding medical. For example, if you're gluten intolerant or have an allergy or anything like that, there is a box in our online application for you to complete that.
Okay.
Bueno, Sidra le está preguntando qué es los documentos que se requieren para poder ingresar al colegio, y bueno, son varios documentos. Colin nos comenta que pueden aplicar de manera online a través de su página web. Van a requerir pasaporte, van a requerir cierto certificado de inmunidad también, fotografías familiares también. Son requisitos que se piden.
Sí, y los últimos 3 años de estudios en México, necesitamos las boletas de los últimos 3 años de ustedes para poder hacer, además de que van a firmar un formato de términos y condiciones que nosotros les mandamos. Las aplicaciones todas van a ser a través de Trip Education, para aquellos que están interesados en inscribir a sus hijos. Entonces, nosotros podemos hacer directamente todo el proceso. But what about the convalidation, Colin, in Mexico?
Yeah, it's a great question. In Saanich, we do ensure to the best of our ability that you have the required courses if co-validation or legalization is required. That's where you need to indicate this on your course request form. And upon completion of the class with a passing grade, we do then provide the final transcript to the Mexican embassy in our consulate in Vancouver, receive it back, and then send it to Trip Education, who is able to provide it to you and on to the UNAM or CEP if it is required. So there is no charge for that in Saanich. It's something that we provide for you.
Okay, ¿es la regularización?
Esto es lo que se conoce como la traducción. Un estudiante que toma un año escolar en el extranjero no lo va a perder. Va a poder continuar en el siguiente año escolar aquí en México, y todo se hace a través de la convalidación de documentos. Estos, como bien lo mencionó Colin, se hace que una vez que los alumnos tienen las calificaciones finales, estos se mandan al consulado o embajada, dependiendo de lo que tengan. En este caso sería el de Columbia Británica. Y entonces allí dan este apostillado, y con este apostillado se presenta ante la SEP y ante la UNAM para que los alumnos puedan entonces continuar con el siguiente año escolar en México. Es decir, alguien que se va, por ejemplo, al primero de preparatoria, pues va a presentar los documentos de los 3 años de secundaria, y cuando regrese a México con esa convalidación no va a tener que volver a repetir el primero de prepa. Va a poder hacer entonces el segundo año de preparatoria. Esta es la ventaja de un año escolar en Canadá.
Y que aparte Saanich dice que en Saanich no tiene costo.
Es correcto. Saanich no lo cobra. Es correcto. Es correcto. Saanich no lo cobra. Esa es una enorme ventaja para todos los estudiantes internacionales. My dear Colin, what about the families now in the quarantine? They are accepting international students without problem?
A great question and a very hot topic right now in many countries, not just Saanich in Canada. Yes, we have a homestay manager, an internal homestay team of 3 coordinators who have been working tirelessly on this. And we have learned through our provincial health authority that the Quarantine Act federally is what we need to follow. So anyone who's 65 years or older is not able to be a homestay family. And we have vetted through all of our families, and we have an extensive list that are willing and able to provide the necessary quarantine for students. And we have currently able to cover all students arriving in September in a Saanich School District homestay. This is really an amazing feat, I think, considering our homestay program was cut in half basically by the quarantine requirement. So yes, a new student, that's where I say at the beginning, if you are applying for September, we have to be very hands-on, Trip Education, myself, and the family on finding a placement prior to a full application being being submitted. We're ready for requirement.
Sierra está preguntando acerca de la cuarentena, de cómo puede proceder ahorita, pues sobre todo, bueno, Colin nos comenta que sí hay coordinadores que están apoyando con ello. Cualquier estudiante que requiera viajar tiene necesariamente que ponerse en cuarentena. También comenta que personas de 65 años o más definitivamente no pueden tener ahorita no pueden llegar allá a establecerse, ¿cierto?
Bueno, pero son high schools. No, es que para los niños de 16, de la edad que entran a los high schools, sí pueden llegar siempre y cuando respeten todo lo que forma la cuarentena, que son 14 días en aislamiento, digamos, dentro de las casas de familia. Ellos tienen un equipo que está ayudando con eso.
Sí, todo lo tiene muy bien coordinado Canadá para que pues todo esté en regla y las personas puedan desarrollarse allá.
Sí, es correcto.
Perfecto. Entonces, Canadá, bueno, tiene todo previsto para lo que es la cuarentena y sobre todo la seguridad de las personas, de las familias y toda la sociedad.
Colin, another question. If the students cannot travel to Saanich this September, but they want to start the next semester, what will be the starting day for them?
Yeah, sorry, just quickly to follow up on the last question. It was announced within the last hour by our Ministry of Education that there will be full-time in-class learning for the K-12 sector in British Columbia. So we will have full instruction in the classroom starting September, and with some rules in place, of course, but we will also have the requirement for that quarantine. It is required by our Ministry of Education as well as our Provincial Health Authority and the Ministry of Education, or Ministry of Health. So quarantine will definitely be happening for any student arriving in September. And to answer your next question, it would be February 1st, 2021.
Tony, just one second. Aquí Colin, bueno, nos dice que sí, los ministros de Educación y de Salud están con todas las reglas para que los estudiantes puedan tener su educación tiempo completo y haciendo todos los lineamientos para que no haya ningún peligro de contagio. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
So the date would be February 1st, 2021, and that's the start of semester 2 in Saanich.
En febrero.
Okay, say that again, please.
Semester 2 starts February 1st, 2021. And if a student applies for September and are unable to enter Canada, and they provide notice to us that they're deferring to the next intake date prior to August 15th, there's no charge for that deferral, and we can accept students for February 1st, 2021.
Okay, perfecto.
Sí, van a aceptar estudiantes para febrero de 2021, el 1 de febrero del 2021.
Es cuando empiezan las clases en Saanich, pero ustedes pueden empezar a hacer las aplicaciones a partir de agosto 15, ya para empezar a meter toda la documentación y que tengan tiempo de sacar procesos de aplicación y obviamente el proceso de visa que va a conllevar esto, porque uno de los requisitos que van a meter es una carta custodia. La carta custodia es un documento que se necesita para la aplicación de la visa.
Okay.
Okay, and you have spaces available also for February, right?
Yes, we do. We have space in all 3 of our high schools.
Okay, excellent. Let me check if we have another question and I will let you know.
Sí, comenta que sí tienen lugares para febrero 1 2021. Y vamos a checar si hay algunas preguntas. Si tiene alguien dudas o preguntas, es el momento.
De cualquier manera, recuerden que el día de mañana también vamos a tener una charla privada con Colin para que conteste preguntas. Tomorrow you will have a private chat only to talk with the parents and kids that they want to go to Saanich, but it will be tomorrow in a private chat that we have.
Yeah, I have it scheduled, and I'm looking forward to chatting with some families directly for sure.
Excellent.
Mañana vamos a tener la plática privada con Colin para este college que es Saanich, que tenemos la hora, ¿Celia?
No, no tiene Rosy, a ver si ahorita nos
Bueno,
lo pasa.
vamos
Pero
a
de
checar
todos
la
modos
hora.
les vamos a poner el calendario.
Ok, perfecto. Entonces les ponemos el calendario para que puedan tener una charla privada con el señor Colin para leer la escuela Sanch.
Y algo que ustedes no saben es que Saanich, la localización donde está es donde se fueron a vivir al inicio de Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, right? They were living surrounding that area.
Sorry, could you say that again, Sidra?
That Harry and Meghan Markle was living in Victoria for a few months, but the area was Saanich.
Yes, Saanich borders Victoria. That's right. Yeah, when you drive through both, you don't really see the borders of the cities there. Saanich is the city right beside Victoria. So, that's good to hear. Yeah.
Sí, o sea, ellos estuvieron viviendo por esa zona. Entonces, digo, las casas de familia están súper cuidadas. La zona es preciosa. Los estudiantes pueden tomar el año y obviamente convalidarlo posteriormente en México. Eso creo que también funciona para aquellas familias que están pensando en únicamente mandar a sus hijos a tomar el año escolar. Could you please remember the price for the academic year and for the semester?
Yeah, the tuition price for a full year is $13,750, and I'm just going to pull up my exact price sheet for you so that I don't get it wrong as I quote the rest.
Okay.
It would be half that for the one semester fee. So where is it here? $6,875. For all fees, for homestay, school fee application, medical insurance, orientation, a total year is 25,550 Canadian dollars.
Bueno, estamos preguntando que más o menos cuál es la inversión, los costos de tomar curso allí al año. Nos dice Colin que es $13,750 canadienses al año. Al semestre vienen pagando $6,875.
Pero solamente por lo que es el costo del curso. Ya con el alojamiento, el costo va a subir con alojamiento a $25,750 por año de estudio, ya incluyendo alojamiento, 3 alimentos, el seguro médico, el transporte y la carta custodia, que además es notariada por un notario canadiense.
Okay, excelente.
Okay, and the trips are including in this price?
Yeah, we do have an extensive activities program. The majority do have a small fee associated with them, though there are some that are free. And we structured it that way so students have the choice of where they want to spend their extra money, whether it be the Rocky Mountains, Whistler, Fino, or just skating at the local rink. It's certainly student dependent.
But you send the schedule before the parents and the students in order that they get the money for the kids?
The schedule of activities, that is?
Yes.
Yeah, we usually have it published by now, and it's provided to the students at orientation. However, due to COVID-19, we don't know exactly what our school district and the ministry will allow us to offer. So I don't have an exact detail of the list. It is one thing that I personally do for our program, and I'm right in tune with it. So, you know, if there were specific requests that families tomorrow in the chat room wanted to discuss about activities, I'd be happy to elaborate on the rules and potentially get some ideas on what your child wanted to experience while we're here, and we could probably look to customize a little bit in that area.
Ok, para aquellos que están interesados en hacer el programa, es decir, que los chicos vayan a hacer el programa, tienen que considerar también el dinero de gastos extras, por ejemplo, para ir a Rocky Mountains, para ir, por ejemplo, a Whistler, es decir, todas estas actividades tienen un costo adicional. Se les entrega un calendario de actividades una vez que ya va a empezar el año escolar, para que los papás pues vayan proveyendo a los hijos para todos aquellos que quieran hacer este tipo de actividades adicionales, son con costo extra. La escuela cuenta con un programa de actividades sociales interno, que esas son gratuitas, pero estos viajes sí son con costo adicional. Okay, Colin, thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you very much for your time in this chat. I hope tomorrow you will have more parents and kids only to talk to you about they want to send their kids to Saanich.
Thank you so much for having me today, and be kind, stay safe, and I look forward to chatting with everyone tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much, and thanks for your time. Goodbye.
Bye. Adios.
Adios.
Adiós.